Warning, the views and opinions expressed by the Warning, the views and opinions expressed by the host of Twisted Views do not necessarily reflect those of WeBeam TV, Area 52 Media Group, or Tampa Bay Multimedia. Simply put, these guys can be jerks sometimes.
Hola, everybody!
All right. Hey, let me start by saying hello to Joey, Patty, and Roxana is watching from Colombia.
Excellent.
Nice.
We gotta. Okay, so everybody tonight, it's just me and Eddie until Michael decides he wants to get online. But he had a rough day at work, so we're going to start right off. And you know what's the biggest thing in the whole wide world that bugs the shit out of me?
What is it?
Filters.
Oh, yes.
I am so over filters. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me put on a filter for you.
There
you go. There's my filter.
Here you go, folks. That's the
There you go.
I'm over it. I am done. If one more person sends me a photo that's been filtered when we're trying to look for talent,
yeah,
just don't even send it, because I'm going to reply, "What do you really look like?" and go from there.
I mean, I can understand like a little tiny touch up here or there, you know, a pimple that just popped out, but some of these filters are so exaggerated that it doesn't look like the person at all.
Nope. It does not. So,
yeah, I don't agree with that.
And now, how much of that do you see, Eddie?
Too much. You know, like in my photography business, one rule, when I work with somebody, I tell them, hey, listen, small touch-ups I'm good with, make the eye a little bit crisper for photography, a little blemish here or there, but don't ask me to make you skinnier, don't ask me to make you taller. You know, that's just, you know, all that Photoshop stuff, that's just not a representation of who you are. So I don't get involved in that part of it.
And guess what? In video, you really can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't do it. So
that's when high def came along, it scared a lot of people. Because people finally went and go, oh, that's what I really look like? Yep, it is. Sorry. I mean, we can semi-colorize and stuff like that, but I can't make you taller, shorter, skinnier, wider, prettier, more talented. It doesn't come with a unsuck key, right?
Yeah. Well, and it leads to a lot of surprises. I remember years ago when I was in the military overseas, we had the cast of Ocean 11s come visit us. And, you know, I was looking forward to meeting Julia Roberts. And I was like, oh, my goodness, is that the same woman? Because without the makeup and the touch-up and all that stuff, it was kind of rough.
Kind of rough?
Just to say the least.
Doesn't look like the same person, does it?
Not at all. Nope. Not at all.
Nope. It's unbelievable. You know, I'm going to give you one of my. Oh, by the way, all you realtors out there, I love you guys to death, but I'm over this. That's
the realtor photo.
That's the dumbest pose. When videographers, photographers, marketing people see that, we all go, "Oh Lord, you can't fix that."
Nope.
And everybody, I think everybody on the planet started seeing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. You can see it more and more.
But here's a funny story about, okay, if you're going to use photos, and this goes back to people that are on social media. Be real and be yourself. Because here's what happened. So when we first moved down here, we used a realtor and we bought a house. The lady was absolutely wonderful. Okay. my wife, who is a brilliant mortgage professional, said, help me with my marketing. So I said, what do I need to do? She goes, we need to go out and just introduce yourself to all the realtors and give them my information and set up some phone calls and stuff like that. Not a problem. I'm good. Believe it or not, I'm really good with going out and talking to people. I have no problem whatsoever. So I figured, why not go to people you already know, right? That's kind of makes sense. So I went to the realtor. I called her up and said, hey, I want to stop in and see you and talk to you real quick about Delin. She goes, oh, that would be great. Come on down, blah, blah, blah. So I did, right? So I set my appointment up, and I went in there and walked in, and I'm here to see my realtor. And this lady walks out, and I'm like, she goes, so here, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I'm here for my realtor. I won't give her name. And no.
Didn't recognize her.
Nope. Now, I'm not saying she's ugly or big or nothing like that. It's just I didn't recognize her because, you know, we all age. And our photos from 20 years ago don't look like what they look today. So my advice to people is, if you don't like yourself, don't use your picture. I understand it's the no, like, trust. And I'm sick and tired of hearing that, because here's the thing. People want to know you, and people probably want to like you, but no one will trust you until they've known you and liked you for a long time. So building an immediate trust doesn't happen. I mean,
no.
I know a lot of people that I've known for a couple of years, and I like them, and you know, I know them, but do I trust them? No. And that's not a bad thing. No. I'm a tainted type person. It takes a lot to get me to trust you. Like, I won't let people in my house, and I don't cook for people and that I don't trust, and if I don't like, you know, I don't. You know, I've got people that I've been hanging around for 5 years, and I would never invite them to my house for dinner. It's not because I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not because I hate them. It's just,
you just don't like them.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Like, some I don't. So.
But see, the same thing. If you use photos from 20 years ago, you're already starting by giving a false impression of who you are.
That's right.
And the same thing, people. Filters, just don't use them, or use them lightly, or use the funny filters. I get the funny filters that you get glasses and a hat and all that. I think those are funny.
Well, those are really
over the top
filters?
I guess they call them filters nowadays.
To me, that's special effects.
Yeah. Those are no problem. Hey, going to give a shout out here to Jacksonville. Got my cousin Randall watching from there. So I want him to chime in, because I know he has strong views sometimes. So when we get on a topic that hits your nerve, no, please talk to us. Absolutely.
We want, matter of fact, did I pin? I don't know if I pinned the phone number. Let me go see if I'm trying to invite people. Woo! Let me go see if I pinned the phone number. Hey, look at there. Adam is on. Christina Lau. Right. Holy crap. There's a name I ain't heard in a while.
I don't know Christina.
They do a, huh? I don't know Christina. They do a show that used to be on us that was Beer and Sunshine. And I think they do a new one called something about libations. Great people. Great, really good people. Really like them a lot. So,
yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to copy and paste.
So anyone can call in at any time.
Absolutely.
And just give us your 2 cents. You don't have to agree with us. In fact, I hope we get calls where people don't agree with us. Change my mind. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't like what I'm saying, you are more than welcome to try to change my mind. And it's happened.
There you go.
Not a lot, but it's happened. I'm just saying. So hey, what are you thinking about the new nomination for the Supreme Court judge?
Well, all I see is a repeat of 2016. People are going bonkers over this, and I really don't understand why. I like the nominee. I did some research on him today. I've been watching both sides of the aisle as far as news networks and what they have to say, and they're just polar opposites. I mean, he's either great or he's the devil, depending on who you talk to.
Right. There's no in between, right?
No in between.
So I was watching, you know me, I watch Facebook because I really need stuff to talk about on this show.
Yeah.
And so remind me I'm at the H's. So the other day I was watching, and Greg Smithwick, who is a local podcaster here, that was at a function, and I want to say I'm not going to say where. I'm just not going to say where. It was at a nice country club facility and location, right where these people live and they play golf. And Mr. Bilirakis was giving a speak to these people. Now, I don't want to say speech because he was just speaking to them, right? And now Mr. Tagger shows up with his son to sit and watch the speak. Now, these are this is Dem versus Republican, right?
Correct.
So what happens is, next thing you know, Greg Smithwick is online, saying that, well, Mr. Tacker's been asked to leave. And now, from what I understand, he didn't do anything, but the people putting the event in this facility asked him to leave. Not because he didn't do anything. I mean, he didn't make a scene, but I think what it was is, this is my opinion, I'm looking at it from these old eyes, right? That they just kind of didn't really want anything to potentially happen at all. Now, Mr. Tagger may not have done anything. And again, I wasn't there. But this is the stuff that really starting to bother me, right? So they asked him to leave, and then Greg Smithwick, and I'm gonna, he So Local Pasco, I think is his podcast, and so he went online and posted up there, and everybody's like, oh, that poor baby, he's there by his dad, and his dad's being asked to leave, and the whole 9 yards. Well, my personal opinion, Mr. Tagger should not have taken his son, knowing that there potentially could have been a problem. But what really bothers me the most is that we're so divided in this country that two people of the opposing sides cannot sit in the same room without potentially something happening. You know what I'm saying?
It's ridiculous. That's the only way I can describe it. It's ridiculous.
So I have a graphic that I made, and this is the graphic. That's about the best I could describe it right there. It's always finger pointing. It's just, look, I'm not a Republican. I've said this before. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. There's some stuff on the Democrat side that I like. There's some stuff on the other side that I like. But you know what? I'm kind of really over the whole crap. I think everybody needs to shut their hole, and it's about time to come and just talk. Or just drop it. Because it's amazing that now all of a sudden, it's Kavanaugh, right?
Yeah.
Kavanaugh got nominated, and in the last 2 or 3 days since it's happened, you haven't heard shit about the border.
Nothing.
I mean, CNN reported about, today's the deadline and blah, blah, blah. Well, wait a minute.
For the kids, yeah.
Right. So Trump overturned his decision and said, all right, let's do this. And I don't see them running up there to try to help. I want to bitch. Oh, but wait a minute, I got to help? No. See what I'm saying? So, and now it's all about Kavanaugh. We've lost, we're going to lose Roe versus Wade. The gay community going to lose their rights and stuff like that. I really don't think so.
It's just a lot of people say, well, Ed, you're conservative. That's why you're blind, and I don't know if you saw it on TV. It was a day before the announcement when a reporter went out to a college and was asking people, what do you think about the nominee who had not been announced? And people have already pre-programmed saying he's a racist, he's a terrible choice.
Right.
So it's just like, again, that's to me the blind people that are just making statements no matter who. So it didn't matter who Trump nominated, it would have been the same reaction.
Well,
so
they got out here and listen to all these. I watch this all the time about. They'll ask these kids on college campus, like they literally took Bernie Sanders' point of view, right? And they went and asked and said it was Trump's instead of Bernie's, and said, "What do you think about these particular issues? Oh, they're bad."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, those are Bernie Sanders' point of views." Oh, really? They didn't even know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's just all hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. So it really drives me crazy.
So I want the people watching us, I mean, please, you can comment and let us know. I see John, Bobby Grange is on there. You know Bobby from Adventure Coast Fun Park. Not a sponsor, but he could be.
Team 6. Stream Team 6.
6, yes.
I like it. I'm working on the hats, actually. I gave the guy the drawing the other day. So nice. I don't see Bobby on here. He must be on
He's on, John Lawman. That's what he goes by.
Okay. Johnny Law. The Lawman. But yeah, it's kind of funny. You get old Bernie Sanders running around talking about socialism and all this kind of stuff. Dude's a multimillionaire. And he's always got armed guards. So here's a guy that wants no guns. Everybody. So will he step up first to kind of
pick a family?
Yeah.
Bring a family to his house?
Not only pick a family, but distribute his wealth.
I don't know. I mean, it's just behind the walls that he lives. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
the wall, you mean?
Wait, he got a fence around his place?
Wait a minute, huh?
That's unheard of.
Yeah, really.
And then I was looking at something else where I was reading where, oh God, I got a hair in my eye. Well, I know where it came from. That even the Pope was like, "Oh, Trump is wrong and they're wrong and they should open their borders and blah blah blah." Well, wait a minute, aren't you protected by the Switzerland? Is it Switzerland, right? Guard?
Yeah, the Swiss Guard, yeah.
Swiss Guard, and there's 2 walls protecting the Vatican, correct?
Yeah.
The main outside wall, and then the inner wall. I'm right? I think I am. So is he going to tear down his walls and get rid of his Swiss Guard and let them all in? That's my question.
I'm sure it's not going to happen. So I get it. And, I know the other thing that kind of gets me, and my family, I love you, but I have a lot of family that lives outside of the United States. And when I see them giving their opinion about Trump, this stuff, I'm like, wait a minute, you don't even live here. Shut up.
Oh. Yeah.
You don't live here. It doesn't affect you. Why are you jumping on the bandwagon? So
maybe they want to move here.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm not trying to get on the wall. I know we jumped all over the wall last week, but the bottom line is what I'm trying to get to is it's one crisis after another with the Democrats. And I'm not saying the Republicans are any better because they don't even back their own president. So that's just spineless people. I'm sorry. You don't have to agree with everything, but he is your president. He is the Republican side. So don't bash him and stuff like that. Just say I don't agree, and then go to him and say, "Hey, I don't agree, and this is why I don't agree. And can we do this instead?" There was a guy I was talking to today that works with us. Uh-oh, I got a phone call. You talk a little bit. I'll be right back.
All right, not a problem. So, hold on. For those who saw him, that was Max, and he's here. If you hear a little squeaking, I got to keep him entertained with his little squeaky toy. But, you know, we want you to call in. We want to hear your opinions. And you don't have to agree with us. That's the whole thing. And we're not going to bash on you. We really want to hear what the other people are thinking. This is just, right now, mine and John's opinions. And we know what they say about opinions, right? Everyone has
assholes.
one.
We all have
So,
one. Hey, we have Randall on the phone.
Oh, Randall. All right, my man.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey. How you doing, buddy?
I'm almost scared.
Yeah, this is family. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, gentlemen, can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you. Can you hear
Yes.
us?
Yes.
Yeah, sure can. I just wanted to kind of join in on this tribal council talk you guys have going on here.
There you go. Love it.
You know, I don't know. I'm new to the program, so the gentleman to your left with the great facial hair, I don't know your name, sir.
I am John. They call me Boss Tech in the studio.
All right. You said something earlier that kind of intrigued me a little bit. I know Eddie was saying how he was encouraging people who disagree to kind of call in and maybe change his mind.
Yep.
You know, so two things. To that, when Eddie, when you say that, it's kind of hard to do that in today's society. It's if you disagree, things are so polarized now. If you disagree, it doesn't mean that it's time for an open forum to debate ideas or even discuss ideas, back and forth banter. Really, what it is about the discussion is kind of like one-way blows of you're wrong, you disagree with me, therefore you hate, therefore you are ugly, therefore you are nasty. So when you ask for that call to say that dissenting voice, it's harder and harder to get that in today's society. And to you, John, regarding the your comment about social media, like, you know, if you disagree when you guys are like when people are together in a room, I don't know. I don't know if today's world, I think those keystroke cowboys, as I call them, that's where most of the fighting happens. I don't know if, maybe not in the circles that I run in, I don't know if I go into a backyard and say, you know, hey, you suck, you disagree with me, therefore you are evil. I don't know if you can get away with saying those words, and I don't, again, maybe it's just my circles I run in. I just don't hear that much because I don't know if people have the courage to look someone in the eye and have that kind of vitriol and that kind of bitterness come out of their mouths and have it be socially acceptable, except on quote-unquote social media. What do you think?
And I totally, absolutely agree with you. Okay, we just had a Rich Rieger call in. Rich, call back. I hit the wrong stupid button. I absolutely agree with you. People, today's society, we can no longer speak our mind. Well, now, I don't believe what I say is hateful. I'm not like an Aryan Brotherhood or anything like that. But I try to come from a common sense state of mind. And if something sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. I'm still, you can ask anybody that knows me. I've always been this way. Even when I was younger, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And now sometimes, you know, I have called people, you know, you're a dumbass. And I don't even know why you're breathing my air. But I have no problem doing it. And I hate keyboard bullies and warriors. I agree. The men, when you're on Facebook, man, people get brave. I mean, they get super brave. But the problem is they can't even stand up for their own convictions. And that's sad that we can't today stand up for, well, I think the reason we can't, or most people don't, they're either afraid to be called a bully or a racist or a hater, or just people don't want to be labeled. And because people can't accept other people's opinions when they're strong or disagreeing with them. Well, you know, and what's that term you used earlier, Eddie?
Which one?
Snowflake.
What? No, yeah.
I mean, I don't throw it around a lot, but I tell you, we as Americans, we have got to grow a backbone. And you've got to be willing to take some hate or at least some I mean, if someone comes to me and says, "You're wrong, this is why you're wrong," and and they break it down for me, now I might say, "Yeah, you know what? I didn't see it from that point of view, and you're right. You know, maybe I am wrong." And I'm not always right.
But you know, to that, you know, if you want someone to grow a backbone, I understand that, and I guess I'm okay with having a backbone. It's a good thing to have, but there wouldn't be such need for that type of that comment if people would just have something else, and that's called civility.
Yes.
That has gone the wayside.
Yes.
Well, and the problem is that, I mean, my biggest thing is, it's not that, it's just the whole social aspect of everything. I mean, we haven't even got started about talking about political correctness. You know, you have to say things a certain way or not it might offend A or B, and therefore you're wrong. When what really should count is my intent. So if I used the wrong word and I didn't say exactly the way you thought I should say it, hey, excuse me, but don't twist it to a way that makes me, you know, look like, you know, I'm a bigot or I'm a racist or that I meant it any other way.
What do you think, Randall?
Do you still have Randall? Did we lose him?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think we lost him.
I think we lost him. Doggone it.
All right,
but he had a good point.
Call him back, man.
But he had a good point.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely,
totally agree. You know, the civility side of it is, and I think that's what has a lot of us older guys fired up more than anything, because we grew up being civil to each other. 51 years old. No, actually 52. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not to add that extra year. And we grew up our whole life being civil to each other. Black, white, blue, green. I don't care the color. I don't care where people are from. That doesn't bother me. I don't care if you're straight, gay, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But what I do care about is the terminology that gets thrown on us, because we have a tendency to go, that's not right, and maybe you should do it this way. Or back in my day, and the minute I say back in my day, every young person's eyes roll in the back of their head, and they become possessed, and they spew crap that they've been indoctrinated to say. So I can be as civil can be, but the minute that I'm dismissed immediately because I'm not of that age group, and that's what happens a lot, is they dismiss what we say. It's, well, you're old and you don't get it. No, I get it. I just, and you know, this show is a show, and our show here is to get people to think and call in and all that kind of, you know, that's what our show is. We're really not that. Well, I am. And again, anybody who knows you has told you I have no problem opening my mouth. But I'll defend anybody that I see in public being done the wrong way, and I don't care who they are. If someone is treating someone wrong, I'll go after that person. Not mean, but I'll go to them and I'll set them down, because it's not right. So, yeah, civility is a big thing, and Randall, you are correct. We've really lost that, and that's why I keep saying both sides have got to shut the hell up.
And that's the point, is both sides. Because, again, I'm conservative, so you can say I lean right, but there's definitely too many idiots on that side that make us all look bad.
Right.
So, on both sides.
I'm going to try to... Rich Rieger called in, and again,
dropped him?
I did. It was my bad. Let me see if I can go. I'm gonna text him.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll call back. Did he say what do you want to talk about?
Nope. He goes, but you want to talk to me? I'm like, yeah. Hello. So that's what we have this whole thing about. But
I know.
So anyway, you know, I really do like Randall's point. I really do. So. Good call, Randall. Thanks for calling in, buddy. We appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I see. So his call fell out.
Yep.
So what else was on our agenda for tonight? I saw something earlier, and I thought was absolutely a riot. Oh shoot! Come on, Eddie, help me out here, buddy. Oh, hey.
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about.
No,
I know what I want to talk about.
Talk about it, because I know what you want to talk
All
about.
right.
Hit it, man.
So, and again, I need to preface this in that in no way, shape, or form am I offended about this. I just find it humorous, and I mentioned it yesterday when I was at the studio talking to John and some folks, and that is as far as, how come is it the Hispanics don't have a race? We have an ethnic group, but if you read about it, we do not have a race. We have to associate ourselves with either being a white Hispanic or a black Hispanic or Asian Hispanic, whatever other, I guess, dominant race there is, we have to associate ourselves to it. So I kind of want to hear people's opinions on, should Hispanic be its own race or not?
Oh, that's a good one. So Rich called back in, and we're going to put him on.
Okay. Well, we'll catch back up on my thing, because I'm sure, Rich, we're going to talk about
Rich,
what we
you
on
there?
before.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Good, Gutty. What's going on? What are you going to talk about tonight?
Well, I want to talk about why the left has gone so berserk. Before they even named this new Supreme Court judge, everybody said they wouldn't vote for him or give him a fair shot. That's kind of what's going on with this country, huh?
I think that it's a knee-jerk reaction to. So I mean, I think Trump could have nominated the Pope to sit on that bench.
It didn't matter.
And they would have just tore him a new butthole because he's too Catholic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm old enough to remember when they elected Kennedy, and Kennedy was Catholic, and everybody was afraid that wasn't going to fly.
Correct.
But still, I mean, last night before they made this announcement, everybody was just going absolutely crazy, and I think that's so un-American, so unfair. I don't know what these folks on the left are looking for. Communism, socialism? I just don't get it.
Well, they don't get it either.
No.
I was going to say earlier that I was working with a guy today, and I've worked for several bosses in my time, and this is and I was always told the following statement: don't come to me with problems. Come to me with answers or a way to fix the problem. And it's all that is a ton of screaming, and we don't want this, and we don't want that, we don't want this. Okay, well, how are you gonna fix it? And then let other sides just shut up and let them talk, because that's what the problem is and the thing of it is and some of some people come in and they'll give an opinion, or they'll give an answer or a fix, but it's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I heard this guy Schumer today, who's from New York and probably knows Trump really well, pushing this theory that the reason why he wants Kavanaugh is because Kavanaugh would not vote for an impeachment should it rise to the Supreme Court over this Russia collusion thing, which by now everybody should understand that was a witch hunt. There's no collusion. That's kind of ridiculous.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know what this world is coming to. I think that a lot of people are getting crazy, and who knows, man? Maybe we're in end times, and Jesus is going to come down and straighten everything out for us, because people are way off the hook at this point.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, didn't we go through something like this about 30 years ago with Carter?
Oh, with
30 years ago. Well, he was. I don't know if he was. You could say anything. I don't have anything great to say about him other than he was the president of the United States, so he deserves respect. He's kind of weak as far as the Iran thing went, but he really didn't do much.
Right.
Ever since we had Slick Willie in there in the 90s, everything has started going pretty much downhill. Now, I'm not a young man. I celebrated my 68th yesterday, and I got a lot of miles behind me. But from where I remember my father telling me that this world was going crazy a long time ago before he passed. And now I'm sitting here saying the same thing to my kid. I can't believe what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, can I give a shout out to somebody?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Anthony, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. I think it's Cesar. He's from Quality Drywall and Texturing.
Yeah.
He had one of his guys over here named John fixing my ceiling today.
Yeah.
The guy's been here for 11 hours. Did a fantastic job. So if anybody ever needs some drywall, ceiling work, or texturing, they're the people to call. Quality Drywall, Texturing, and Ceilings. Great job.
So, Rich, you're telling me right now there's a hostage situation. You won't let the man.
Yeah, there definitely is. I had to call Maria and tell her I wouldn't be here for Joanna and Larry's goodbye party because these guys been working so hard all day long.
Wow. All right. Yeah, man.
Well,
but you know what? If you go in the chat, put them in there and put the name of the company and the phone number. If anybody needs them, boom, there it is.
Well, that's a real good plug, and they're not a sponsor, but
I got to take care of this guy now, so I got to hang up.
All right, buddy.
But thanks. I'll catch you next week, same time.
Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, please. Thank you for watching.
So
I don't know.
What? Go ahead. Man.
I said I don't. Okay, so I don't know if you heard what I had to say. I said the preface as far as the whole. Okay.
My question to you is what the hell are you then?
I don't know. I guess I'm pale where I've been inclined to put white Hispanic because there's no brown. I tan very well.
Yes.
So sometimes, but there is no brown that I can choose. So when I ever have to fill up a form that asks race, they always have Hispanic on the side as ethnicity, and I have to pick down the list whatever's available.
So you have 4 to choose from, right?
I believe so.
White, Hispanic, black, Hispanic, and the other ones.
Well, whatever main races there is. So you got white, black, Asian, Native American. Okay. Am I missing anything?
No.
I think that's it.
They're eventually they're gonna put alien, outer space.
Yeah, there you go.
Green or gray? It's gonna be a green or gray thing.
Or is it what I identify as?
Right. Yeah,
so,
they can't put.
Who knows?
They will never put asshole on there for me. So it is what it is. It
is what it is. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought of that. I've never. I filled out plenty of applications, and I've never noticed. I'm kind of glad you pointed that out.
Yeah.
That is weird.
I mean, and I don't take offense to it or anything like that. It is what it is. I mean, when I was born in the U.S., but then I did move to Costa Rica with my mom for a few years and went to high school there.
Right.
And over there, you don't see it like that. It's not. I mean, you don't call yourself Hispanic because you're living there. So it's white, black, Asian. So kind of the same thing.
Did you see what Mike Stanley wrote? Both of you were wrong and I am right. You can't say that unless you've called in and talked. He can still,
I know.
Mike, you can still come in. Your line's still open. You can join us if you want. Goony goo goo.
Well, where are you, Mike? Are you visiting anybody?
Yeah. Are you on a date? Did you blow us off for a date?
You know who else is missing? Bonnie's not on here.
Oh. Well, how about that?
How about that, Michael? Huh?
Michael,
I think we busted you. This
is what it's supposed to look like, but there's someone missing.
Michael's missing. So I think a real good friend of mine joined us. Former Air Force Chief Edward Sanchez is watching now. So hey, Chief, glad that you're on watching us, and please, you can call in and provide your opinion on anything we're talking about, or if anyone has a topic they want to bring up.
Yeah, we can start
from scratch on that. Put it in the chat. Man. We'll talk about
it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And if you're not on the Twisted Views page, you should be there because that chat comes through us first. I know the link's been shared on tons of other stuff, including WeBeam, but we check the live.
Right.
We check the Twisted View one more than anything. So jump on over to Twisted Views, like the page, like WeBeam TV's page, but give us a comment because we really, or again, call in 813. I can't read my own 982-404.
You're blind,
dude. I have. I tell you, the older I get, the worse my focus gets.
So it's 813-982-4049.
There you go. Perfect.
So you were way off.
I was way. What am I looking? Oh my God, it's horrible. I'm getting old.
So, for those of you watching for the first time, we're on every Tuesday starting at 7:30, and on WeBeam we'll be on there only for an hour. But if the topics are hot and people are calling on Facebook, we're going to continue until there's nothing more to talk about. So you're more than welcome to join us at any point in time. Every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. We're going to be here.
So I'm going to jump over to our Facebook page that we use, which is mine. So it's very, very political.
There you go.
Very, very political. So sorry, everybody. If I haven't offended you yet, give me time. I'll get there. I love that post. That's one of my more favorite posts. So what do you think about the lady? Hey, what do you think about the lady that was climbing the Statue of Liberty? Did you see
that? I only heard. I didn't see it. I heard a little bit about it, and a funny story. Randall, I don't know if you remember or you were there, but one of my cousins said something about automatically is like some crazy white lady is climbing the Statue of Liberty, and I just turned and said, "What? Why does it have to be white? Why can't you just say a woman?" And initially I was thought to believe it was some type of right-wing person that was doing it, but I guess it was the opposite. It was protesting some of the immigration stuff.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was really all about. She wasn't. If you're going to protest and you're going to be the person that really gets out there and be in the forefront, make sure your own house is clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because hers wasn't. Just saying. She had some.
Yeah.
She had some issues, and it was kind of interesting that she had some issues. So, I got to turn that down. I owe Dylan $1.
Yeah. There you go. So I didn't get to follow much on that story, other than there was someone on the Statue of Liberty. So can't comment much on that.
It was a big deal. I mean, we followed it for almost. Well, actually, we followed it the whole time. So that's it. So it's one of those things where I think we were talking last week or the week before. If a police officer asks you to get down, get down.
Get down. Mm-hmm.
If you're climbing the Statue of Liberty, they tell you to get down, you better get down or they may tase your ass and then you're going to fall down. Right? So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the dumbest. That literally all that did was she got some free airtime. She's 15 minutes famous. That's what it is. So.
But my understanding is that they shut down the Statue of Liberty. So people that were tourists, a once in a lifetime trip there,
right?
And probably the only opportunity they had. The boats got turned around and said, "Nope, right. The island is closed. You can't go."
Yep. And then so here's these hardworking people that could have been Democrats. I'm not saying they're not hardworking people. Sit there and save their money to go to New York on the 4th of July. They wanted to have a real heartfelt 4th of July in the big city, right? And now, because of this moron, I'm going to say it. She's a moron, right? You know the definition of moron is? More on your mind.
Give it to me.
More on your mind that needs to be. You're a moron. So
I'll take that.
That's Boss Tech's definition of moron. But so now these people have lost their money. You've ruined their holiday, if that's what it was, and you shut down a federal monument for hours because you're a moron. So, it's just kind of the way it is. And
you know, and
to be sad.
Randall just wrote something. We'll have it. Randall, watch next week. We'll cue it up so we can. Right, Chris Rock has a video on how not to get arrested, and it's hilarious.
Actually, I've seen that, and you're right. We'll play it next week, Randall. You absolutely dude. That's the funniest thing, because it's well, to me it's simple. Of course, you know, and again, I'm old, and I'm old school. So back in the day when a police officer said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Nothing is not the word he's looking for. He's looking for, well, I'm walking over here, or, well, you caught me. And then he says, get down, get down. So.
Yeah.
But, sorry I missed the show today. I was a day from hell after I finally got back. Amy wanted to cook dinner for me. Oh, sorry, Mike.
Okay.
I get it. It's all good. It's all good, brother. I mean, we just keep throwing him under that proverbial bus, don't we?
I don't know. Something about walls. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. So, the next thing I think one of the things that I wanted to talk, I can't find it. Oh my gosh. Well, keep talking.
What was it?
Keep talking.
No, okay.
Keep talking.
No
Talk
problem.
about something.
Well, what we're talking about, and we can touch up against this, we're going to show the video, as far as, you know, you see all these stories about police brutality and so forth, but most of them are baited incidents. I won't say most of them. Some of them. Let's just say some of them are obviously baited incidents because, you know, you want to capture that moment. Everyone has a cell phone, and you just want to capture that so you can make, you know, things are edited or taken out of context again, or you don't see what happened, you know, just 5 minutes before that led to the confrontation.
Right.
So it's kind of difficult. You know, you got to be careful of what you watch. Everything's on social media now. Everything is to, you know, get that, you know, the likes and the heart that, and it's kind of sad that you get judged before you have a fair trial.
Well, that whole thing about that's what I wanted to talk about. So I've been trying to follow as much of the Harvey Weinstein drama situation. And what I'm worried about is, and I think I asked this last week, and I went and looked and couldn't find it. What are they potentially going to use as evidence against this guy? I mean,
they haven't shown anything, not much.
So what? I mean, I'm going to go back and look. I'm sorry I wasn't prepared. It's been a pretty heavy week. What evidence did they bring against Cosby? They didn't have DNA evidence, did they?
Not that I heard of. I mean, he did get convicted. I just know they had a lot of people that come and testify, but I did not follow that case. So that's kind of hard for me to.
Okay, so you get convicted on word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So
nowadays that seems to be enough.
So there's no DNA, there's no video, there's just no hard evidence other than the fact that 20 women got up there and said that the same thing happened to me, and they probably can describe his penis.
And the problem is it's recent. Everything was like from years and years and years ago.
Exactly. So there is no DNA.
No.
Okay. So wouldn't it have been better for him just to say, "Yep, had sex with every one of them," and you know what? They knew it.
Yeah.
Did I drug them? Nope. And if they say you did, well, where's the proof? Do you have tests? Do you have something? Did you save blood from back then to test? I doubt it, right? So the same thing. Now, I want everybody to understand. Let me preface this with this. I'm not saying I condone anyone that does what they've done. if they use their power to get it, and if they truly raped them, their asses need to be in jail.
In jail.
Okay, in jail.
Agreed.
And there needs to be, they need to have the biggest dude in the place be their roommate. Just saying. Okay? Because I don't condone it. But what I am worried about is now we're convicting people, men or women, doesn't matter. Okay, let's just say we don't know who it is, and there's no physical evidence other than the fact that everybody can describe the person and his genitalia or her genitalia. And yeah, their MO was this is what they did, but there's nothing there to truly connect. I mean, there's nothing saying, and I'm not saying they did, there's nothing saying that all these people couldn't have gotten together and go, okay, this is what we have to say, this is how we have to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So if the woman or man goes in and says, yep, I had sex with him, every stinking one of them, that's what I did. Okay.
So do you know what was Cosby saying?
What's that?
Do you? Because I didn't follow it. Was Cosby saying that he did not have sex with these women?
Yeah, a lot of them. He's like, nah. And then some of them he said, yeah, but he gave them stuff. Now, did he give them stuff because they looked at him and said, I got to have something or I can't do this? Or did they say something like, because back then it was a party time, Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not condoning the fact that he could have potentially done it. And if that's what he did, he needs to go to jail. All of them.
And like I said, and I get it, especially like with this guy Harvey. It looked really bad. And if he did all that stuff, it's bad. I'm just saying is we have a justice system. Let it flow. Let it take its course before we just absolutely condemn everything. Because unfortunately, there's too many people that jump on a bandwagon.
Right.
And that all it does is hurt the case. Because the true victims, they're trying to get their point across. It gets, the waters get muddy when you have the people who maybe weren't a victim, but just trying to get some compensation or just, that 15 minutes of fame or something. Right. So, I mean, I just, some things is like, get it sorted out in court and let the evidence come out. And like I said, if they deserve it, then by all means, stick them in jail.
So what would keep some guy coming out and going, Hillary Clinton took advantage of me 15 years ago? And then what if, okay, maybe I chose the wrong person, but do you understand where I'm going with that, right?
I know. Yes, yes.
What would you do then? I mean, would all of a sudden, would it be because some guys, what if a whole bunch of guys got together and said, oh yeah, well, she was in the campaign thing and, she was, oh yeah, she made us drink and do things we didn't want to do because, that she said if we didn't, we'd never work in this industry again. Not saying it happened, but I'm just saying what if, right? So now you've got a mob mentality going after someone else, and then she gets all this stuff thrown against her, just like Weinstein and Cosby and everybody else that's out there suffering from this crap.
I don't know. My initial reaction, I just got this gut feeling that it wouldn't get the same reaction just because of who it is.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's sad. So, hey, did you hear the news?
Which one?
Okay. So, did you know that they unveiled the plans tonight in Tampa for the Ybor Rays? I don't think they're going to call them they're not going to call them the Ybor Rays, but
no.
They unveiled the plans for the new
the stadium.
Right.
I like them.
Do you? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. My number one thing that I wanted to have, because of all the rain that we have here in the summer that can interfere with games, I want it to be covered. And I think, from my understanding, that's what we're getting. We're getting that translucent ceiling that means it's going to be air conditioned and we're going to be able to play throughout the rain.
Okay, so we can't play throughout the rain now?
At Tropicana Field, we can.
Okay.
But if they were to build an open stadium here in Tampa Bay, I mean, it's not like rain that we get when we get those thunderstorms in the afternoon. It's a downpour. They would have to stop the game.
Okay. So my question is, will giving them a new stadium make them play better?
We can hope for that.
Okay. Well,
but
why?
But,
okay. Go ahead.
No, it definitely no. The stadium is not going to do that.
Nope.
And I think they said 895 million.
Now we're paying for that.
Almost $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah, I think that the whole thing is supposed to be like half private entities and half, through some type of taxpayer subsidy.
Right. So, are we getting free tickets to get in? Since we're tax dollars?
We ain't getting nothing free. Come on now.
So my opinion on I hate baseball. I'm just gonna tell you.
Why?
Let me tell you, I was probably one of the biggest baseball fans you'd ever met in your life until they struck during the World Series in San Francisco. That lost me. When that happened, I'm out. I won't support you. Now, I love AAA ball. I love going down here and watching the Clearwater Threshers play because those kids are still trying. I love watching going high school baseball and college baseball. I love it because they're trying. But unfortunately, they're going to turn into these greedy little shits that sit out there and play Major League Baseball and expect me to come in there and buy a $20 beer and a $6 hot dog that's cold. I have a hard time with it. I mean, it's for, look, if the Rays, and I would love to be wooed back into baseball because I do miss it, but I'm standing my ground on this one. But if you're going to spend almost $1 billion on a team that doesn't play well, you're an idiot. I'm just saying that.
Well, it's my point. It's not all the players in Major League Baseball. You have players that love the game. The problem that I have is the ridiculous salaries, and this is throughout pro sports.
Oh yeah,
the salaries, and that's what makes the prices go up and everything. It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't understand that part of it, but I still enjoy, being able to go out to a ballpark, enjoy a game. The prices on the concession stands are ridiculous now.
Right.
It's like going out to a restaurant. So, but I still enjoy it. I mean, I still see it as, America's game,
right.
I don't know. I feel different about it.
And I keep going back to the whole, well, you know what? If they were a winning baseball team, I mean, winning. I don't care if the attendance sucks or not. They let the attendance be bad, but if they still, no matter, I don't care if there's 2 people sitting in that stadium, they're going to play their hearts out and they're going to win.
Well, the Rays' problem is
I would have no problem supporting it. Right.
They've had a few good years, but it's just not. It's not consistent. It's like
two good years.
All right, two. Two doesn't make a few.
No. Okay, I'll even give them 4 out of the lifespan that they've had.
Correct.
But the percentage is not good. Right? And I don't think giving them $1 billion, I mean, it's not $1 billion. Okay, it's 200 million short of $1 billion, but still.
No, listen, the problems during the construction phase and all that, it's going to be $1 billion.
Okay, so $1 billion stadium on a team that's mediocre at best, right? I just don't see that. That's stupid. And there's so much more that money can go into in Tampa. Here's what I would say: you want a new stadium, the next 3 years, you got to at least be in the World Series, a showdown. You got to be in the top 8.
At least you have to be in the pennant race, at least.
If you can do that,
I get that.
Then, man, I am all for it. And I'll be the first person over there that I'll give you $1 to get it going, man. Because if you're not, then I just think it's a waste of money. I would rather see them put that money into a better stadium for the Lightning.
There you go. Winning team. Yeah, absolutely.
Winning team,
I get
man.
you.
I mean,
I get you.
Consistently.
Yes.
Consistently, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I get what you see. I mean, I don't have an answer for you. You know, it's if they don't spend it here, they're going to spend it somewhere else. Unfortunately, you know, we don't have a say how they're spending that money.
Well,
saying,
actually, we do. We just don't go.
We just don't go.
Don't go. I have a hard time believing that this area can support. Was it 4?
3.
4.
Major League.
Well,
4.
okay. Well, but you still got to throw the Rowdies in there because the Rowdies' goal is to become in the pro league. And
yeah, MLS. Yeah.
If you've ever been to one of those Rowdy games, it's packed and it's fun. You know, so you've got the Rowdies, absolutely. You've got baseball,
the Buck. Mm-hmm.
Let's just Bucks. Then you've got the
Lightning.
And you got the Buccaneers, and we had the Storm, but they went away. So that's 4 major teams. I'm not saying major league, but they're 4 big boys in an area where we're still kind of not on the top of the heap when it comes to income for the houses. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah. Look, so prove me wrong, Rays. Win some games and get at least independent runoffs for 2 years out of 3, and man, you've got my support in 100%. I'll go and buy by then it'll be a $50 beer and a $20 hot dog. So.
Well, we got some new viewers, so I want to do a couple of shout outs here. I know Max, thank you joining us. Let me see. I got another one of my cousins here.
Maximus Thompson, who the Rays. Okay.
I know.
The Tampa Bay Rays is our professional baseball team in the area. They're located in St. Pete. What?
He's being sarcastic. Okay. He knows.
Yeah.
But he lives here. He's being sarcastic.
Who are they? And then, Mama Tech sings, I think I can think of 100 better places to spend $1 billion to people and places who need it more. And see, that's kind of where I'm going. There's so, look at all they could take that money and invest it in small business, okay, so here, school shootings. Now all of a sudden we need money for resource officers for our schools. That $1 billion would be better spent on our schools for resources. Oh, hey, how about this? How about give the teachers their money that you promised them? Oh, well, that's a novel idea, isn't it?
Yeah, but let's be realistic. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not. No, you're right.
It's different. It's different pots of money.
Yeah.
So it's mixing apples with oranges, and it's very unfortunate. I wish it was $1 million that yes, we can decide, or $1 billion, sorry, what to do with. There's so many other things that we can do with it that would be much more beneficial than the stadium. But the reality is that's what we're getting. I'm a fan.
But if it was 100% coming from the ballpark, the private money, that's great. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's $500 million is going to come from our taxes, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I think it's 50%.
Okay, so
my understanding of it.
The people of Tampa Bay that are going to pay half of $500 million. Okay, so let's go 400 and whatever it is $1 million. Those people should be saying, nope, that money needs to go to our schools, because
yes,
boy, 3 months ago, every citizen in the United States was up in arms about having people, armed guards or resource officers in our schools. Let's take care of our problems first before we just keep adding to the debt. That's all I'm saying. And then if they give them 3 years, the next 3 years, if you win 2 out of those in the dependent, a World Series would make you look really good. But I don't think that'll happen.
They need to make it where it's where by having the team there and by a team being successful, it's bringing money into the region.
Right.
So I mean that should be the purpose, that even though it's $1 billion, that they make more of that in revenue that benefits the city of Tampa, Hillsborough County, in fact the whole Tampa Bay region. It just they don't have that type of team that's going to do that now.
Yeah, and nothing says when they move over this $1 billion stadium they're going to have it then either. So now we're going to have 2 monstrous empty facilities. They can't fill the other one.
So
I think, and I hear people say, "Well, it's just too far of a drive." That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I don't think it's that. No,
I don't think it's that. But that's what they say. Oh, people won't drive across the bridge. Bullshit. If they're a winning team, by God, I mean, it's kind of amazing. A couple of years ago, when they were doing really well, that stadium was full. You couldn't get tickets. Right? I mean, I tried.
Yeah, when they were, when they were in the series.
Good,
yeah.
Heaven forbid you want a ticket, you won't get one. But now, good God, they'll give them to you.
Well, the problem with not only the Rays, but pretty much every professional sport here is that it's location. The fans from the East, and they stay fans of their teams. Have you gone to a Yankee game or a Red Sox game?
I'm not.
The stadium fills up.
Not a big fan.
I mean, they fill up, but with the other fans,
right?
And it happens to the Lightning as well. The Bruins come into town, or the Penguins come into town, and they're at an away game, and that's just we have so many fans that move from there to Florida, and they remain a loyal fan of their team.
But at least they're in the stadium.
Yeah,
and
correct.
They're spending money in the stadium. I don't care if the New York Yankees come down here and every seat in that place is a Yankees fan. At least it's full and it's being used and it's generating tax dollars. Right?
Correct.
See, I knew at one point in time we're going to get something we don't. This is awesome.
I understand. So hey, listen, we got a lot of people watching. I want call in, write your opinions. I know Max says he's 100% on the whole thing for schools. Yeah. I agree. If I had the power to take that money and decide what to do, yes. There's a lot of issues with homelessness that still needs to be addressed in the Tampa Bay area. There's a lot of issues with school safety. I mean, there's many social things that we can do with it to make this a better place, make it a better city, better county, definitely.
So that's one of those things where it just, that to me, it's wasted money. It's just wasted money, and I would be all behind it if they were a better ball team. So,
time will tell.
It will.
Time will tell.
It will, and I think that was kind of it. Other than, yeah, that was about it for me. And we were waiting. Michael actually had some stuff to talk about tonight, but no, he's on a date.
He's on a date. Somebody's cooking for him.
That's
good. Well, listen. He had a choice of spending his night being cooked and taken care of by a lady or hanging out with us. Can you blame him?
No.
No.
If Mama Tech would have said, "Hey, I'll make you a really great dinner tonight if you come home early," I'd have been like, "Hey, Michael, hey Eddie, you got the show. Have fun."
There you go.
So
that would be interesting. That would be interesting.
So what do you think about? Let's jump a little bit real quick about political correctness.
No, my goodness.
I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but and Randall really, he made a good point. But the political correctness stuff is just.
I hate how extreme we've gone with political correctness. It's just, some things you have to say them. You got to call a spade a spade, call it out the way you see it, and at the end of the day, it's just an opinion. But don't twist what you're trying to say with it. It doesn't make you a racist. It doesn't make you a bigot. It doesn't make you, anti this or anti that. That's just my opinion, and I should be able to say it. And that's one big thing that I think they use against Trump, for example. I sometimes cringe at some of the stuff that he says.
Oh, I do.
I do, and I'm like, why did you even think about using those words or tweeting those words and stuff like that? But at the end of the day, he's writing from he's putting it out there, and we're not used to that from politicians. So in a way, that is refreshing.
It's gotten to the point where, and I think Randall said it the best. Heaven forbid you you speak your mind, because they just they hammer you immediately, and it's to me it's just wrong. I think we should all just say what we think.
Yeah,
I do. It's my poor wife. She cringes. That poor lady. Every time we go out, she's like, I don't know what's going to come out of his mouth, and it's just not going to be good. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure to a certain extent, obviously we are affected by it.
Yeah.
And we unconsciously we've adjusted to be within what the new norm is. It's just I hate it sometimes.
Right.
It's just.
And speaking of political correctness, so what do you think of Putnam and the mess he got himself into?
You're trying to set me up, right? By asking me what do I think? What do I think on all this?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think? I think he dug a hole that I really don't think he'll come out of. I really don't.
You think so?
No. Even I, as a gun-toting white American, that's what people would call me. I think he screwed up. And when you don't have, so he's running for governor, which means you've really got to keep your finger and hands on the pulse of what's going on.
Correct.
Right? When you can't control the agricultural side where people are getting guns without background checks, that's kind of big. That's a screw up above all screw ups.
And it wasn't one or two that kind of got by. It was
a couple.
What was 100? Oh yeah, it was a significant number.
Yeah.
So
and you got to. It's one of those. If I was him, I'd be like, okay, I'm out. Let me fix the mess that I've got to fix while I've still got time in this office. And if I can get it semi-fixed before election, please re-elect me, because I want to fix it all the way. He should. And let me tell you something. He should fix it on his own nickel.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to accountability. It's an accountability issue. It happened on your watch. You're in charge. Therefore, you're responsible for it.
Right.
So I see that as something completely different on the spectrum of, for example, and we talked about it on episode 1, Roseanne Barr.
Right.
You said that that wasn't correct. We're taking everything away from you. So.
Yeah. So in my personal opinion, he just needs to bow out gracefully, apologize for what he's done, fix the problem that he created. That it's his problem. It's his problem. This is his fault, because, someone else may have done this, one of his employees. But let me tell you something. When the shit hits the fan, that's his responsibility. Because if one of my guys messes up on a video, he messed up, but I should have been paying attention to what he was doing. So
correct.
I have to eat that consequences, right?
But you would show your face and you would say, "Hey, that was me," even though physically it wasn't. You weren't like try to project, "Hey, no, it's over there. Look over there. It was that person. Don't blame me."
Yep.
When you're in charge, you're responsible. That's base. That's how it works.
Yeah, it is. So. And Rubio's been super quiet. Have you noticed that?
I have not heard much of him in a long time. I think he's trying to play it safe.
Yeah.
So.
And then
I don't know.
Then I guess it's going to be Scott's running for Senate. Is he going up against Nelson?
Nelson, and I actually heard in the news today, I don't know how accurate it is, they were talking about that he might be ahead in the polls. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Nelson has been there forever.
I in the next couple of months, I really want to start following, and let's really kind of give the pros and cons of each one of these guys. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean,
absolutely.
It's you can go online and see all the slick ads, and you can go watch TV and watch all the slicks ads. But if you get two guys going, okay, this is what I found, and this is what because I did look up Nelson's some of the record that he's getting hammered on, and a lot of that's not true. I mean, it's public record. You can go look.
It depends. Was it on Facebook?
Actually, it was. How did you know? No, it was on Twitter. So
okay. Just as good.
Actually, I went. You can go and look at their voting record to see how they voted.
Yeah.
And stuff that they said that he voted, that's wrong. They actually flat out lied. Now I don't like the guy. I think it's time for him to retire. Was it 35, 45 years? It's go home, go fishing, right? But some younger.
That brings me to the point I want to ask you. That's kind of related. I know what my feelings are on term limits. I believe they should have them. What is your opinion on that?
Okay, so I watched a video the other day that kind of in the beginning I was always about term limits. It's a must. You got to have term limits. We need to have these lifelong politicians. They need to go away.
Okay.
But ultimately, no matter who gets in there, they're pushed by it's the staffers that run them, and then you have the underlying groups who are giving them the money to do what they do through the staffers. Which I never realized how much the staff controls them.
You know what? I don't. I know the lobbyists have a lot to do with it, and I guess they're going through the staff, so it's not a direct.
I'm going to try to find that video, and next week we'll play it. I think it's. Okay. I saw it on YouTube, and I saw it on Facebook, and I saw it on the AP wire, and I think I could get it off of YouTube and play it because. It's kind of amazing how much. I mean, they're told how to vote. The staffers, if they some of these guys, because some of these congressmen and senators get in there and they don't have the pull that some of the big boys have, and if they vote wrong, the staffers will go, "You voted wrong. Go back and change your vote."
Nah.
I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, I'm about to crap my pants. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'd be like, no, I'm not changing my vote. My constituents hired me to make that vote. And I work for them. I don't work for you. But if you don't, you kind of get pushed out, pooped on.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. There's a lot to learn about what goes on in the hallways, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Congress. So you know what? With that being said, and I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired. So I think we're just going to, we've been an hour and 19 minutes. We had a couple good calls, and we have some great people online. Both of you are wrong, and I am correct. Michael Stanley, you can't say that unless you're here.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we appreciate everybody watching, and everybody have a safe, good night, good week, and remember to watch Nerd Talk on Friday. And Tech Work on Saturday. because we are going to really ham it up for MetroCon, because we really want everybody going and doing that, because this is the last week before next week is when we're at MetroCon. So everybody have a good night. We appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, share, follow us, and tell all your friends about us. You can make fun of us on Facebook. You can make fun of us on Twitter. Make fun of us. We like it. All right?
There you go.
Everybody later.
All right.
Bye.
Warning, the views and opinions expressed by the hosts of Twisted Views do not necessarily reflect those of WeBeam TV, Area 52 Media Group, or Tampa Bay Multimedia. Simply put, these guys can be jerks sometimes.